everyone, what is up? Welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I'm bringing you the best makeup I've tried in 2022 so far. Since it is July, which means we're halfway through the year, I thought it would be fun to update you guys on the worst makeup I've tried in 2022 and then also the best makeup I've tried in 2022. I keep on saying 2021, I just can't believe we're in 2022, already halfway through the year, almost at 2023, so that's a little crazy. But my previous video was the worst makeup I've tried in 2022 so far, and today we're doing the best makeup. Now, I just wanted to say, it doesn't necessarily mean that these products have come out in 2022. There are also a few products that have launched before 2022, but I've only gone to try in 2022, if that makes sense. But if you are new here, then hi, welcome to my channel. I'm so glad you found it. I upload beauty videos 3 times a week, and I would love it if you subscribed. But for now, if you want to see the best makeup I've tried in 2022 so far, then please keep watching. So I have a couple of products from the same brand, so I'm just going to mention these by brand. I'm not ranking them, just showing you guys the products that I have loved this year, and I hope I'm not forgetting anything. But the first product I wanted to talk is the Pillow Talk Multi Glow from Charlotte Tilbury, and I have mine in the shade Romance Light. Now, this is called a beautifying all over glow highlighter, and I absolutely love this. I bought this when it launched because first of all, I just couldn't resist the packaging. I really love the design, and second of all, I love pinky toned highlighters, so I already sort of knew I was going to love the shade of this. Now, this is what it looks like. I hope you guys are able to see that. It is just a beautiful pinky toned highlighter. For me, this has the perfect amount of like highlighting to it, if that makes sense. Sometimes you try highlighters and you just really love the shade, but they're either too subtle or too blinding. This one highlights the perfect amount, and it's not too blinding, it's not too subtle, but you can build it up a little bit as well. But this shade is just so flattering on my skin tone. I really like it. It just gives a beautiful soft pink glow to the face. I think I forgot to apply a highlighter today, so I'm just going to apply a little bit of this. I don't think you're able to see because I'm quite far from the camera, but can you just see the beautiful glow that that gives? I really love this one. I use it all the time, and it's just one of my favorite highlighters in my collection. I just think it's so pretty. They also have this in a deeper shade called a Dreamlight, which I sort of want to buy as like a blush topper. I think that's going to be super pretty as like a glowy blush, but for now I don't think I need it. I have this one and I absolutely love this. So I will have this linked down below if it's still available. I wouldn't wait too long with buying this because it is limited edition, so you never really know how long a product is going to be around for when it's limited edition. But I absolutely love this highlighter, and I think it's so beautiful. From that same collection, I have another product I have been absolutely loving, and this is called the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. Now, this released, I think, before this year already. Then they brought it back for this like new Pillow Talk Dreams collection, and I have absolutely loved this one so much. This one was gifted to me by the company, just to be clear about that, but I absolutely love this. I got the shade color of Passion. I was scared this was going to be way too deep for my light skin tone, as you can see, but since it is a little bit more sheer, it definitely works for my skin tone. I do need to be a little bit careful with how much I apply, but if I just take like the right amount, it's so beautiful on the skin. It's such a pretty sort of like red to pink undertone, and it's just one of the most gorgeous blushes in my collection. I love the formula as well. It just blends so easily. I tried this on my lip one time and it was so pretty as well, but I haven't been wearing this on my lips a lot because I'd never really wear like cheek products on my lips, even though it's possible with this one. But for the cheeks, I have been loving this so much. I think it's such a beautiful blush, and I highly recommend this one if you are looking for a nice cream blush. So that is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glow. I really love this. And the last product from Charlotte Tilbury I tried in 2022 that really stood out to me so much was the Sunkissed Glow Bronzer. It was kind of hard to choose like my favorite products because I love pretty much all of the Charlotte Tilbury products I've tried this year, but if I just look at products that are like unique in my collection, these ones are definitely more unique in my collection. The Sunkissed Glow Bronzer, I think you guys have seen many times. It's such a beautiful bronzer, but the reason I love this so much is because of the shade. As you can see, I have quite a light skin tone, so sometimes I just struggle with finding the right bronzer for me. Sometimes it just look really deep and warm on me, but this one is the perfect undertone. When you swatch it, it is quite cool, but when you apply it to the face, it just warms up beautifully, and it's like the perfect neutral undertone bronzer. I can also use this to contour. I think I even prefer this one over the contour one, so that says a lot. I think this is just such a beautiful product. Now, I have this in the shade One Fair, like I said. Right now I'm wearing my Rare Beauty bronzing stick. Most of the times I find that the Rare Beauty stick is just a little bit too warm for my liking, and this is just the perfect undertone for me. So whenever I don't know like which bronzer to reach for, I will apply this one because it always looks beautiful. It's a beautiful buildable formula. It's not too creamy, it's not too powdery. It's like the perfect cream bronzer. It blends so easily and I absolutely love this. So the Charlotte Tilbury Sun-Kissed Glow Bronzer is definitely one of the best products I've tried this year. I then want to talk about a blush formula because I discovered this blush formula this year and I absolutely love it. So this is from Rare Beauty. These are the Soft Pink Liquid Blushes and I have two shades. This one I have is in the shade Bliss. It's more of like a sort of like nudie pink shade. And then I also have this one, which is a shade called Love. And this is more of that burned red shade. So this one is definitely a bit more intense than Bliss. This one you can build up a little bit more, even though I find this one is already quite pigmented. But this one you only need like the tiniest amount and it already gives so much pigmentation. So I'm wearing this shade today, the shade Love. And I think it's just a really beautiful shade for that like sunburned look that a lot of people are into these days makeup wise. So I definitely think this is a beautiful shade, but it's very, very pigmented. But what I love about both of these liquid blushes is the staying power. They last on so long and they're so easy to blend out as well. Even this one never turned patchy on me. I tried one of these Stay liquid blushes and it just got patchy so fast. And this one, even though the shade is so deep, it just doesn't get patchy on me. So I really like that. I love the finish of these. Both of these are in the matte finish. I do want to try the glowy finish as well. Maybe I will try out one of those shades too, because I just really love this, and I think for the price they're amazing liquid blushes. I don't think anyone is able to use these up with how much product there is in here. I wish they were like maybe a little bit smaller and maybe a little bit more affordable, because especially like this deep shade, I don't think anyone is able to use this one up before it expires. So that is, I would say, like the only downside, but for the rest I think these products are absolutely amazing and I'm so glad I tried these this year. Another blush formula I discovered this year that I really wanted to mention is this one from Patrick Ta. And this is the Patrick Ta Double Take Cream and Powder Blush Duo. I have this one in the shade Shiso Elaine. As you can see, it does come with a cream side at the top and then a powder side at the bottom. These blushes paired together are just so beautiful. They're one of my favorite blush formulas. They blend really, really easily. And this shade in particular is such a pretty bronzy blush shade. If you want to wear some blush but you're not really into like pinky blushes or peachy blushes, I think you would absolutely love this, because this is just such a pretty sort of like nude bronze blush shade. And even though it is a sort of like bronzy shade, you do see a difference between your blush and your bronzer, but it's still like that bronzy shade. Just such a beautiful shade, and I really love the formula as well. What I usually do is apply the cream first and then the powder on top, but you can also apply the powder first and the cream on top. You can also use these separately. So this is also such a versatile blush, and I definitely want to try more shades of this Patrick Ta blush duo. So speaking about Patrick Ta, this year I tried both of his eyeshadow palettes, the Major Dimension Volume 1 and Volume 2. The Volume 1 I thought I was absolutely going to love, but I ended up not reaching for it as much as I had hoped I would. I still reach for it sometimes, it's on my vanity right there, but the star of the show for me from Patrick Ta is the Major Dimension Volume 2. I mentioned this in a few videos. I wasn't planning on buying this. I had some credit on Cole Beauty, so I was like, why not just try it out? I can always give it to someone else if I don't like it, because I truly thought I wasn't going to like the color story. But this has turned into my favorite eyeshadow palette at the moment. For me, this is the #1 palette in my collection. I've already mentioned this so many times on my channel, but look at those shades. These metallics are just so pretty. They're not like super glittery, but they do have that sort of like glitter aspect to them. I don't think they're pressed glitters though. They're very smooth on the eyelid and they apply really, really nice. I love the cream shade as well. I mostly use the top one as like a base for my eyeshadow, and I find that works really, really well. But every time I create a look with this palette, I just love how it turns out. I think it's such a beautiful palette. I like it even more than the Volume 1, which says a lot, and I just think this is such a beautiful palette. So of course this one needed to be mentioned in this video. I still think the Volume 1 is amazing as well. Quality wise it works really nice, but just a color story, this is just something a little bit more up my street than those really like warm bronzy tones, even though I'm wearing those tones today. But it's a beautiful palette, but I just prefer this one. I think it's a little bit more special, and I just think that Patrick Ta did such a good job with this one. I then wanted to talk about this product from Glow Recipe, the Watermelon Glow Niacinamide Dew Drops. I have loved this so much. So this is basically sort of like a glowy product you can wear as a serum. It has niacinamide in there, but you can also wear it on top of makeup or mix it with your foundation. And that is what I've been doing. What I usually do is mix this with a foundation to create more of like a glowy skin tint rather than an actual foundation, and I have been loving doing that, especially in the summer. I think most people just wear like light coverage makeup products for the most part, and this one is so nice to make your foundations a bit more light coverage. I just mix it in and it makes such a beautiful glowy foundation. It's super pretty and I have been loving this one so much. It's also in my project pen. I'm trying to use this one up by the end of 2022, so we'll see if I'll be able to do that, but this is definitely a product I really love. So I think these were all the products I wanted to mention for the best products of 2022. Like I said, I did like a lot more products that I tried this year. There were so many more products I just love, but for me, these were just like the ones that stood out, like the best ones for 2022. It can totally be that at the end of the year, my list is going to look different, especially like I know in the fall and winter time, my makeup preferences sort of change. So maybe I'm liking something then that I'm not really reaching for a lot now. So maybe like for instance, in the fall, I will reach a lot for that Patrick Ta Volume 1 palette because it's a bit more warm. So I'm curious to see what my list is going to look like at the end of this year. But for now, I think these are the products that really stood out to me. Let me know what you thought of the products I mentioned. Do you love them as well, or do you not like them as much? Let me know your favorite makeup products of 2022 as well. But if you did enjoy this video, then I would absolutely love it if you gave it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell if you don't miss any of my videos. All of these things would help me so much with my channel and I'd really appreciate it. But with that said, I want to thank you guys all so much for watching. I really hope you have an amazing day and I really hope to see you in my next video. Bye!